You keep getting told you need to post on social media, but you don't know what to post, or the things that you do post don't get any results. Hi, my name is Bonitatibus, and on today's episode of Home Care Digital, we're diving into how you can grow your social media platform, specifically with LinkedIn, from absolutely nothing to getting results and getting referrals. So if this is something you want to do, stick around. Here we go. So picking up off a little bit what I did last week, really starting with how do we start to just build the profile? Because this is a big aspect. If you don't have any connections, well, that's how we all start. You need to start with just building your connection base. It's simple. It doesn't require much. You don't have to worry about much. Just start connecting with people that you already know. Very simple. So thinking about anytime you meet someone at a networking event, connect with them, find them, right? Every time you go to a networking event, you got a whole stack of business cards. Go through, find them. If they're on LinkedIn, connect with them. Hey, it was great to meet you. It's super easy, super simple. I recommend when you're at a networking event that right afterwards, right, when you're in the car or when you're talking to them, just saying something like, hey, it was really great to connect with you today. Like, are you on any social media platforms? Do you use LinkedIn? So you can get an idea of the people who are more engaged and active on those platforms. So it makes it a little bit better when you're connecting with them because you know that they're actually more active. And I think you'll be surprised on how many people you find are fairly active, even if they're not necessarily posting all the time, but they are engaging, they are commenting, they are checking out things in what's going on. So that's kind of the first thing, is making sure that you are connecting with people on that consistent basis. The next thing you want to do is you want to post. You have to post and show up consistently. Now, you may be asking, Nick, how much do I have to post? I don't have time to be posting every single day. Whoa, and you shouldn't be. You should not be posting content every single day. I understand that you have a lot going on, busy schedules, lots of things going on, and so we want to make sure that we're doing something once a week. I think that is a very easy, digestible goal for someone that hasn't done anything on LinkedIn before and you want to start showing up more consistently. Just start thinking about once a week. And this can be fairly easy to plan, and we'll get into how you can start to plan this in advance so you kind of have an idea throughout the month what's coming up, what you can share, different things that are going on that make it easier for you to create content and show up consistently in an authentic way. And that's going to be a key element that we're going to be talking about here. So one of the most important things when it comes to creating content, specifically on LinkedIn, is really understanding that it is about quality over quantity. And that means, in many cases, personal versus trying to sell something. And that's the common aspect that happens. And I see this all the time, specifically with LinkedIn, especially even like friends that I have that I go to high school with or went to high school with, went to college with, is that they're only posting when they have like a job update or, one of their business pages posted something. So like maybe they share it, but they're not actually showing up consistently. Now, again, it depends what you do, but in a sales role, right, or an entrepreneur role, we want to be growing our presence. We want to be sharing content on a consistent basis. So if you're the marketer or the business owner, this video is for you in really making sure that you're growing your presence. And so some things that you can do that can be really powerful are just simply documenting things that are already happening. One example is team member shout outs. So when your team does something great, give them a shout out. When they've done something that one of your clients said, hey, this was really awesome, or hey, they scheduled something really quickly and we want to give them a shout out, that's a great example. So one of my clients, and you can see on the screen here, she said in a text message to me, after our call, we signed up four 24/7 clients. My scheduler scheduled them in legit 30 minutes. This calls for an amazing social media post. I share this because this is one of my clients that literally had zero presence. She was not doing anything. She had no LinkedIn. She didn't really know what to do, what strategy, and now she has people reaching out to her on a consistent basis. Quick story here. I was actually speaking at the Home Care Association of America, which was a pretty big deal, and I was pretty proud to be, speaking there. And I was sharing this similar story, the same story of this particular individual and all that she's been doing in her community, showing up online, increasing her online presence, where she told me that people were reaching out to her trying to hire her. She's not an owner, she's a business development person. going out, developing a referral source, developing relationships. But what was so funny is as I'm giving this presentation, one of the people in the room says, yeah, I know her. I actually am one of the people that reached out to her because I wanted to hire her. Literally in the room. And this is what can happen when you grow your online presence. People are reaching out to you. People are wanting to connect with you. That is the power of an online presence, but it's all about doing it in an authentic and strategic way. And so it's really about that personal element that you're sharing and how you're documenting things that you're going on. So some other examples of things that you can do, lessons that you maybe have learned, different aspects and things that have happened. I had a situation recently where I was on a plane flying to an event, and while I was there, the woman next to me fell asleep on my arm. And there were a lot of ways that I could have handled this situation. I could have been really annoyed. I could have just like poked her and said like, hey, come on, get off me, right? All of these different things. But I decided in that moment that it wasn't bothering that much. And I really thought about what she may be going through. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. It's not like it's a red eye, right? Why does she need to sleep? What's going on in her life? Is it really bothering me that much? And so what I did, I just shared about that aspect and how I handle it, because I felt that I handled it well. Because there's a lot of ways that you could have handled this situation where, again, you're like, really, lady, what's wrong with you? Why are you sleeping on me? I could have just kept nudging her until she moved, but I just let it happen and I just worked. It didn't bother me. It didn't matter. But again, this is an example of something that happened to me that I felt like I showed up in a way that I thought would be valuable for other people to share. And so that is what I shared. And that's the core of what we're trying to do, is just share value, because things are going to happen to us, but it's how we choose to respond. And that was the overall message from the post. And this was actually a post that I shared today on recording day. And it was one of those posts where people are already commenting, engaging pretty quickly, which tells me, again, this is the authentic content that people want to see. This is real. This is me telling a story. And storytelling becomes one of the best things that you can do, because that can't be replicated. It can't be outsourced. Only you can tell your stories that are happening to you. And the more that you document these stories, the more that people are going to get to know you. But it's all about how we're taking what's happening to us, reflecting on it, the value and the lesson, and then sharing it with other people, so that it's not, you're not just, hey, look at me, I'm cool. That's not what we're doing. It's how can we provide value in what we're sharing and what we're learning. And so, for example, I mentioned previously that I spoke at the Home Care Association of America. When that was coming out, I was telling lots of people that I was speaking there, but it wasn't about, hey, look at me, I'm speaking like everyone else, you guys are terrible, I'm really cool. It's this aspect of just, hey, I worked really hard. This was a huge goal of mine, and I'm really proud of what happened. This is what happens when you can show up in a consistent way, when you do things the right way, when you show up and you just do it consistently, good things happen, right? So I took my success, my win, and I put it in a way that provides value for other people, that isn't just me talking about myself. And so that's a big aspect of what we're trying to do and how we can reflect. Now, other things that are a little bit more simplified that you can do is simply posting at networking events. This is one of the most simple, easy things that you can do. Here's how you do it. When you're at a networking event, right, and there's multiple ways that you can go about doing this, depending on how the event is structured. But generally, if you can get a group shot, great. If you can't, then just get photos with people that are there. Here's the key. Do not take a photo of the room. It's super weird. People are just not looking at the camera. It doesn't do well. What do you do? This selfie. This is by far the best social media post that you can do. There is nothing more real and authentic than the selfie. This is what gives people the feeling that you just took this photo, you're just posting about it, you're sharing about it now. This is what you can do. Take the selfie with other people that are there, then you share and you tag people in it. This helps you to get in front of more people, showcasing. And so you start doing this on a regular, consistent basis. But what's so funny about the networking events is that if you can get that group photo and you take that group shot, here's what happens. You go in and you're like, hey, we should take a photo. And everyone goes, oh, I don't want to take a photo. And they do it anyway. You become the person, you get them to do it. And then you know what happens after? Everyone goes, hey, can you send me that photo? This happens all the time. This is what my clients are seeing. that people are resistant to taking the photo, but afterwards, they're really glad that you did. But here's what happens. You got the power. You have the photo. So now you have that ability to then post and tag everyone in that group, tagging all the people. Now you're the leader. And so be the person that takes the photo. And there's a whole nother aspect too in why this is so effective when it comes to group shots. So one thing that happens when you are scrolling through social media and you're going through your news feed and you see this group photo, what do? Right? You look at it and you look real close and you're like, do I know anyone in this? Oh, there's that person I know. And so by having group photos, real people in your content, people are going to stop and think, hey, do I know anyone in these photos? That tells the algorithm, this is good. Let's show this to more people. People are stopping. They don't even have to like or comment. They just have to stop and look at the photo a few seconds longer. That tells that people that, hey, this is good. So group photos of people, of their faces, not like candids of people in a room, but actually real photos of real people, you are going to see great results. So anytime you go to a networking event, take a photo with either the group, take a photo with a few people that you know and like, right? Share that you're at this event. Make sure that whoever is running the event is in that photo. At least get a photo with somebody who is the organizer. And then you give them a shout out. Thank you so much for organizing this. Thank you for all that you're doing, right? Tag the networking event. Hey, this is a great networking event to be a part of. These are things that make the post personal. Now, you might notice that this is not something that you can just do lickety split and it all of a sudden it's done. It takes a little bit of time to be like, okay, I want to make sure that I mention this person. Okay, I want to tag this person, but this is what creates the results. Taking the time to do this when we're only doing it once a week, it makes it that much more effective and that much easier because again, we're consistent, but we're intentional. That's the big thing. How are we being intentional with the content that we're sharing? And it starts with just leveraging and utilizing real photos with real people in a consistent way. Some other things that you can share, people that you know that are in the industry. This is one of my favorite posts that I have my clients do because it requires little to no effort and you can do it without any permission or taking a selfie. Literally, you can just go on their LinkedIn profile, download their profile photo off of their LinkedIn, use that as the photo and then post about them. Hey, this is someone you should know. This is why they're really awesome. Here's a fun story that, about them and why they're so awesome. This is someone you should connect with. And so you're just giving shout outs to people in the industry that they should know. They're going to love that you said that. They're going to appreciate it. You're now associating yourself with that individual. So it becomes really powerful. And this is something that you can do on a consistent basis, right? This is one of those posts. Oh, let me do another shout out for somebody. Once a month, maybe you shout out somebody different. When you have these kind of themes, it makes it that much easier to create content on this consistent basis. Another potential topic or content to share is just success stories, things that happen with clients that went really well. Yes. Do we want them to write a Google review? Yes. Do we want a video testimonial? Yes, but we don't always get that. So what can we do? We just want to document the stories and the successes that we are experiencing when this is happening. And so what I recommend is anytime this happens, record it. Leverage and utilize the content and store. When I say record, I just mean documenting it somewhere. I use a tool called Notion. I actually did a video previously about Notion just to organize kind of my brain into a secondary place. So when I have ideas or success stories or anything, testimonials, I put it all in this one place and then I can refer back to it. And so anytime a success story happens, boom, document it. So then when you are looking to create content, you have a library that you can go to create this content. The airport story that I mentioned, I created that post 3 weeks ago. Yes, 3 weeks ago. But did people know when that happened? No, I didn't reference when it happened. It seemed like it had just happened because that's how I created the content, because I wrote it as it was happening. And then I just decided to schedule it and share it at a later date. And so as we build our library of stories, examples, this makes it so much easier because when we just sit down and we're like, oh God, I don't know what to post. It's a lot easier when we have this library of stories, examples, things that we want to share that make it easier to pull from so that we're not always having to create content. We have a library of things that we can choose from. But as a core theme, the biggest thing is just documenting things that are going on. So if you have birthdays in the office, if there's caregiver training going on, or you're going out in your community and if you go to the Alzheimer's walk, it is so easy. Make sure that you're posting in advance before the Alzheimer's walk, promoting it, right? Hey, I'm going to be here. Here's who I'm going to be here with. Hey, we're really excited about it. And then actually at the event, you posting and sharing, you being there. You are doing these events on a regular basis. It's just a matter of documenting and then sharing it. If you do this on a consistent basis where you are, number one, building out your connection list and just consistently connecting with people, and then two, sharing quality, authentic content on a consistent basis, you will grow and you will see the results that come with it through this creative, authentic strategy and really leveraging this amazing platform that is LinkedIn and social media with the intention of building relationships, showcasing what you're doing out in your community, and proving that you are in fact someone out there making it happen. So if you want to learn more about how you can leverage and utilize LinkedIn, schedule a call with me today and we can talk about your unique strategy, because you don't have to do it alone. My name is Nick Bonitatibus. Let's grow together.